This is one of my favourite types of videos to watch, and I'm always very confused when I post these kinds of videos because they never do very well on my channel, but they're literally one of my favourite types to watch and they tend to do well on other people's channels. So I'm not really sure what's going on there, but I'm just going to persevere for the rest of the year, and then maybe I'll sort of phase this out and bring in something different next year, because it just doesn't seem to be holding people's interests, even though I do quite enjoy doing it. But welcome to my channel. My name is Alex, and over here we like to talk about dark grungy makeup with elements of colour, of course. And we also like to do project panning. Today we are doing my quarterly empties, so everything that I've used up over the last 3 months. I've got quite a little pile over here. It's not too much. It's not as hefty as some months have been. I think this is probably the lightest month we've done so far. I love this kind of video, so if you do too, then give me a little bit of love, give me a like, give me a comment, or even subscribe if you want to. I'd love to have you sticking around over here. We have a lot of fun. Let's get started on this quarter's rubbish. I'm going to try and do it relatively quick fire. Did I like it? Would I rebuy it? Kind of vibes. So my first one is the Holy Hydration Daily Cleanser by e.l.f. and it wouldn't be one of my empties without one of these in it. This is my all-time favourite facial cleanser. You don't need to have 2 cleansers with this. You can just go in with this twice. However, e.l.f. have been doing bits, but the bad kind of bits, not the good kind of bits. e.l.f. have been doing bad bits, and e.l.f. think that it's a good idea to use a person who thinks domestic abuse is funny in their marketing campaign. So at the moment, I'm on a little bit of a hiatus with my e.l.f. purchasing, which is a real shame because they do have so many products that I love, including this one. But at the minute, I would not be rebuying this, even though it is my favourite cleanser, just because there's probably something else out there that I can get. And the money that I use to buy that product isn't used to pay someone who thinks that violence against women is a topic that we should be laughing about. The world is broken enough. Sorry if the camera angles changed. Sam came home early and frightened the life out of me. This is the Clout Lip Plumping Pen, and this is in the shade Toasted. And I didn't really get on with these. I thought that I don't know if I just selected the wrong shades though. I think maybe the shades were a little bit too light for me, so they would go on kind of patchy. However, as the day went on, they tended to smooth themselves out. But then if you ate or talked or whatever and wore it down and put it back on, it was kind of like a struggle to get it to stick back to itself. So yeah, I didn't like this, and I definitely wouldn't rebuy it, especially now coupled with the controversy. Next we have got this Rimmel mascara, and it's so used and abused that I don't even know which one it is. It looks like it says something like Volume Lash. It looks like it says something like Volume Lash. It was a fine mascara. It was just fine. Nothing will ever reach the lofty heights of Bad Gal Bang by Benefit. I'm sorry. It's just my favourite mascara of all time. But as far as I'm aware, Benefit still test on animals, which is why I don't buy that mascara anymore. The Rare Beauty mascara has become a close second favourite in the interim while I wait for Benefit to reassess their lives. So no, I wouldn't rebuy this, but it was okay. Next we have the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Foundation, and mine is in the shade 290. And this isn't 100% finished. I know it's terrible of me as a panner to not 100% finish something, but the only way I was going to realistically get into that is if I scraped it out and repressed it, and I just thought, I haven't got that in me. The world is falling apart and I'm scraping around in my old makeup that I hate. I just have better things to do with my time. It just came up a little bit cakey on me, and I guess it's because it's a powder foundation and I was layering it with a liquid foundation, so potentially that's why I was getting that cakiness. It's not necessarily a setting powder, it is a powder foundation. So maybe it was user error more than the product's error. But it is not something that I would buy again. I have setting powders that I prefer much more to this one, especially the Kosas Cloud Set powder. Is that what it's called? I think it's the Kosas Cloud Set powder in Feather. And I also really like the Huda Beauty powder as well. I can't remember what it's called, but you know the one I mean. Next, we have this Upcycled Night Cream with hyaluronic acid and niacinamide. And I loved this, and my skin loved this. My favourite skincare product of all time got discontinued, and I've just sat here trying to think of what it was even called and just can't remember, so I'm just going to have to annoy future Alex and insert a picture of it here. It was a serum with niacinamide and zinc in it, I think. But whatever was going on in that serum, my skin absolutely loved it. And I picked up this night cream because it was a moisturiser, but it also had the ingredients of that serum in it. And then it's also by Upcircle, which I think are an ethical, climate conscious brand. So I think this is recyclable but not refillable. So there's no plastic in this. This is glass and this is metal. So both bits are recyclable. In Birmingham, we don't have recycling at the minute because the council is bankrupt. So unfortunately, this will just be going in the regular rubbish. However, my skin liked this just as much as it liked that serum that I can't even remember the brand's name. I'm trying something out that's a little bit cheaper, but if that doesn't work, I will definitely just go back to this and rebuy this, and this will be my moisturiser for the rest of my life, as long as it still exists. We have got the Wild Cherry Soap and Glory Body Butter. I do love a cherry scented thing, and I love that it's wild cherry and it has that like dark mysterious depth to it. I am kind of glad that it was a small one. I don't hate the scent, I don't love the scent. I just really like Soap and Glory's body butters because they're strongly scented, and I'll pick up any one of them at any time when they're on offer. They mask the problem, they don't solve the problem, because if I don't use it for even one day, I'm the ashiest girl in the world. Whereas there are certainly other body moisturisers out there that actually work on hydrating your skin over time. Unfortunately, with buying Soap and Glory products, I'm trapped in an endless consumerist cycle by rebuying the product because I'm having to use it every single day to get the effect that I want. So I have been thinking about moving back to the Aveeno one that I had at the start of the year. I'm thinking through the winter maybe I could use the Aveeno one and work on hydrating my skin, and then through the summer have something a little bit more light and airy and fragranced like the Soap and Glory stuff. So I will always rebuy Soap and Glory body butters because I do really like them, but maybe not this one, and I think this was a limited edition one as well anyway, so I probably can't get it anymore. But we all know how I feel about Soap and Glory body butters by now. We have got all of the mini perfumes here. There's so many. So I'm just going to quick fire these even faster. I'm just going to go, would I consider buying a full size one? So Beach Walk by Replica, no. Sailing Day by Replica, no. By the Fireplace by Replica, yes. This was a lovely deep dark smoky fragrance. Autumn Vibes by Replica, no. It was a little bit too creamy and cloying for me. I didn't really enjoy that one. So Autumn Vibes, no. I really thought I was going to love it, but it's a no. Bubble Bath by Replica, yes. I really enjoy the clean smell, which I didn't think that I would. I didn't think I'd be a clean smell girly, but there are some days where I just want that clean smell. So yes, I would rebuy that. Another 13 by Le Labo. It's an oldie but a goldie. Absolutely stunning fragrance. If I was a millionaire, of course I would buy the full-sized one, but I'm not, so I won't. We have got the Colour Wow Dreamcoat Supernatural Spray. It's an award-winning humidity sealant that stops your hair becoming frizzy in humidity. It says on here that it lasts through 3 to 4 shampoos, and I think that is true actually. It maybe lasts more like 2 to 4 on me, but that's fine. I really have noticed the difference with this. I think it keeps my hair straighter longer because I actually naturally have super curly hair. You probably would have guessed. I've got the extra strength version at the minute, and I do think I'm actually liking it a bit less. I think it's made my hair more straw-like, whereas this one kept things just very smooth. I don't know which one of the two is my favourite yet. I need to give the extra strength one a proper go. Big fan of this one, and I would rebuy this. I don't think I would be without this now. It really does make a difference to the quality of my hair straightening abilities. A Curlsmith Curl Defining Souffle, and I actually wasn't using this for defining my curls at all. I was using this to slick back my hair, because I was just in a pinch trying to find something, because I'd run out of like anything really, and I was just like, oh my god, I need to slick my hair back with something. And I was like, well, this says it's a styling gel, so what could go wrong? And actually nothing went wrong. This was actually amazing for slicking back my hair because it doesn't go flaky. So I could slick back my hair multiple days in a row with this and not get too many flakes. I could probably slick back my hair 2 or 3 days in a row, so I'm getting an extra 2 or 3 days without washing my hair, and I hate washing my hair. It's just too much. It's a whole process. It takes me like 2 days to get to the final stage of it. So if any product out there can help me and my hair last those extra couple of days, I'm here for it. So whilst I wasn't using it for what it says it is on the tin, I would rebuy this just as a form of slicking back my hair, just because I haven't found anything that actually does it quite so well without leaving any build-up or flakes or anything like that. This is very dusty and I'm very sorry. We have the Primark Prep and Perfect Refreshing Setting Spray, and I have always loved this. This is one of my favourites. So this is one of the setting sprays in the world that doesn't have denatured alcohol in it, although it does have aloe vera, which is a level 2 carcinogen, but it doesn't have denatured alcohol in it, and denatured alcohol creates free radicals in the skin and therefore causes premature aging. So I suppose you have to pick your enemy, really. Do you want to prematurely age, or do you want to get aloe vera cancer? You got to pick one. I tend to not choose denatured alcohol because denatured alcohol is also used in makeup removing products. So which one is it doing? Is it removing the makeup or is it fixing the makeup? Just let me know which one. It can't be doing both. I really like this one. It doesn't so much like fix your makeup to your face, but it just melts everything in and makes everything just look that extra little bit like worn in, that extra little bit glowy, and just smooths everything out. And you know, we all know what a good setting spray does now, and I think this Primark one does it very well. And it's £4.50 now. I think it used to be £3 or £3.50, but even for £4.50, like, you can't knock it. And I would rebuy this, but I've ended up with like a lifetime supply of setting sprays, so I don't know if I'll be rebuying this for a while. I've got this, another one of this, I've got a couple of Beauty Bay ones, and I've got a Beauty Moon Cosmetics one that they kindly sent me for free with my eyeshadow palette. So thank you very much, Beauty Moon Cosmetics, for that. So I would rebuy this, but not for a very long time. Just going back to e.l.f., we've got the Matte Base Power Grip Primer. This did prime, but it wasn't mattifying, so I'd just rather stick to their original primer. Obviously, at the minute, I'm not buying anything e.l.f., but I'm definitely not buying this because it wasn't mattifying, but it was a primer. Another product that has become an absolute favourite for me, and it is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I think it's the hydrating one. All of the writing has rubbed off it, but I love this concealer. This is my favourite concealer of all time. However, I will not be rebuying it because of the situation that I just explained. So I do have another one of these that I'm working on at the minute, but when that runs out, I've got nothing left. I'm gonna have to move on to a probably inferior concealer. This is so richly pigmented, so creamy, sets down really well, doesn't settle into my fine lines under my eyes, of which I have many, and it will be severely missed. So e.l.f., if you want to reassess your lives, please do, so I can go back to buying your products, because some of them are absolutely life-changing. We have the Sultan Mons Age Defense Advanced 8-Hour Protect Facial Sun Care. I loved this. It was my favourite. It had hyaluronic acid in it, so it made your skin feel extra juicy. It definitely felt like it was protecting my skin against the sun. I literally just didn't get a tan this summer because I had this on all the time, and especially because we had such a hot summer this year in the UK. But my tan does not reflect the situation because of this, but that's okay because we want to protect our skin. I don't know if it does last for the full 8 hours. I would ideally want something that I could spray over the top of this throughout the day as well to continue that protection, because the 8-hour thing does make me a bit suspicious. However, I did really like it, and I will be rebuying this in the summer. I tend not to bother with SPF in the winter because I don't go outside in the winter. I walk from my car, I walk from my house to the car, and I walk from the car to the office. And if those 3 seconds outside every day is going to make my skin fall off, then so be it. And then the last one is this Sultan Clear and Cool Protect Sun Care Mist. And this again is like a factor 50 and 5-star UVA protection. And I got this as a potential substitute for the La Roche-Posay facial mist. However, this is not a facial mist. I think it does say on it not to spray it on your face. So it's not designed to be the thing that I thought that it was. I have been spraying it on my face because it's quite an oily spray rather than like a dry spray like the La Roche-Posay one, so I don't know if I would risk spraying this over makeup. I wouldn't rebuy it because I don't think it is as good as the one that is designed for your face, and it isn't fit for the purpose that I thought that it was fit for, so I would probably try the Garnier one. And that is everything. So thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate your support in any way that you can give it, whether you like, whether you follow, whether you comment, it's all appreciated. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for watching, and until next time, do take care.